Hi, welcome back to the Base Movement School video series. We're in week 6 going through the Intermediate Power Program. My name is John.
And I'm Jazz.
Today I'm going to be taking Jazz through the warm-up and then we're going to switch over once we get up to the supersets. For today's session we're going to need a skipping rope if you have one. If you don't, you can just mimic a skipping movement. You just need a little bit of space, and then if you've got like a weight plate or some heavy textbooks, that will be great to use as a bit of resistance. And then we also want to have some obstacles that we can jump and hop over. So some shoes will work perfectly fine. If you've got a cone, great. Chuck some socks down on the floor. You just need some obstacles as a bit of a marker, so it doesn't need to be too fancy. So if you're ready, we're ready. We're going to start off with the warm-up and we're going to be doing single leg skips here. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going for time with this one. So we're going to go 15 seconds of single leg skipping, 10 seconds rest. So when you're ready, let's get started. So on one foot, you know, the skipping rope just mimic that skipping movement, you're just bouncing on one side. Nearly there. Just reset if you need to, and rest. We're going to go onto the other foot, going for 15 seconds. When you're ready, let's go. Nice and quick, bouncing up and down. Nearly there. 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to have a short rest here for 10 seconds and then we're going to go back over the first foot. Alright, when you're ready in 3, 2, 1. So try to challenge yourself, try leaning to the same spot every time. Don't be veering from side to side too much. And rest is there. We're going to go into the other foot. When you're ready, let's go for it. Nice and quick, 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Alright, the next one we're going to be doing is a bit of a core activation exercise. So we're going to pop down into our bear position. We're going to do a bear hold. So we're pushing through our toes, pushing through our hands with our knees just off the ground. And we're going to do alternating arm movements. So we're going to set up and we're going to reach forwards and up with one hand, forward and up with the opposite hand. Going slow and smooth with this one. We're doing 10 movements in total, 5 on each side. And we don't want to wait to flop over to the other side and we're going to lose our balance or lose our shape. We want to make sure that we've got even pressure with our toes and hand that's on the floor, staying nice and stable and balanced. Fantastic. Now we're going to use some obstacles on the floor. We're going to use some shoes today. Alright, so we've set up our obstacles here. We're going to move on to our medial hops. So we'll have a look at Jazz. So she's going to stand on her left foot and she's going to be hopping to her right. So we can see that she's going slow there. She's sinking her hips down, she's absorbing that landing, she's sticking it, and then it's nice and controlled. Now we're going to go on our right foot, moving towards our left. So always when we're doing medial hops, just think about you're moving towards the raised leg. Let's go again with that one. So if you want an extra challenge, you could probably spread out your obstacles a little bit. But as always, want to perfect that landing, you want to drop our hips. Be really controlled with it. Excellent. Now what we're going to be doing is a lateral skater bound. So let's have a look at how we do a skater. So we're alternating feet with this movement. We're pushing from one side to the other, absorbing that landing like a hop. So let's go again. Nice one. And just for good measure, let's go for a third set here. So pushing from one side to the other, absorb the landing. And with this one, to make it a bit more of a challenge, start pushing out a little bit further if you can, if you've got the room to. So that's warm-up done. Let's move on to superset number 1.
Okay, so for our first power superset today, John's going to show us, and we're going to be doing an isometric split squat overhead hold, and then we're going to be pairing that with our lunge jump, so we're going to be alternating legs. So for the first up, we need a book or some sort of object that you can hold overhead, nothing too heavy, a broom would work perfectly fine. Setting up with our front leg bent, back leg bent, and then we're going to hold up and we're going for 15 seconds. So we're going to keep those arms overhead the entire time, pushing our weight through that front foot and kind of extending our leg back. Good 5 more seconds here, guys. And relax. Cool. Setting up in the other leg. Overhead, pushing the weight through the front foot. If you want an extra challenge, you can take your heel off the ground here, off the front foot. And stopping there, guys. So popping our foot down. Now we're going to go into our alternating lunge jumps, and we're going to do 3 on each leg, just like one. Good. Being nice and light off the ground, getting as much height as you can there. So that is our first set done. As always, have a break, take a drink, but then we're going to get stuck straight back into our next set. So we need our book again. We're going to set ourselves up on the ground, front leg and back leg bent, hands overhead, and whenever you're ready, we're going for 15 seconds. So with this one, we don't want to be trying to lean forward. We want to try and keep that book overhead the entire time, the whole 15 seconds. Good. And remember, if you want it harder, bring the heel off the ground. And relax. Cool. And whenever you're ready, John. Good. Another 15 seconds here, guys. Doing really, really well. Keep those hands overhead. Push the weight through your front foot. Extend that back leg out. Good. 5 more seconds here, guys. Doing well. And relax. Perfect. So now we're going to go into our lunge jumps again. So setting ourselves up and then being nice and quick and explosive off the ground. 3 on each leg. So with our explosive movement as our lunge jumps, we want to make sure that we're being really quick and powerful here. So as always, if you need some rest, because we don't want this to turn into almost like a HIIT session where you can't breathe and you're not getting that power that we're after. Cool. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck straight into our next and last superset. So setting ourselves up over here, whenever you're ready. Another 15 seconds here. Good. Another 5 seconds. Keep holding, guys. You're doing really, really well. 3, 2, and lower, guys. Nice work. Setting ourselves up again. And whenever you're ready. Good work. Make sure we're keeping our heads overhead. Hands overhead. As I said before, if you've got a broom, the broom would work perfectly fine, but we don't want to be lifting anything too heavy, otherwise it will become very, very tricky. And relax. Cool. So that's our last set of our isometric lunges. Now last set of our split squat jumps. Good. Nice and quick off the ground. Get as much height. Good. Perfect. So that is our last time through for those exercises. Now take a break, grab a drink if you need, otherwise we're going to get stuck into our next superset. So for this one, we're going to need some sort of box. So we're using our box over here. You can use a chair, you can use a step, anything that's a little bit elevated here. You can even stack some books up against the wall. You can get really creative. And we're going to be pairing this with a broad jump. If you have a band and someone to assist you, maybe a brother or a parent, or you can tie it up against something, maybe a pole outside. That would work great. Otherwise we'll get stuck straight into it. So John's going to be up against the wall. And we're going to focus on swapping opposite arm to leg. So if this leg is forward, as we're running, this arm will be forward. And we're going to be nice, explosive on the balls of our feet on the back. So as we can see, flat, we don't want that, we want to be up on the balls of our feet. We're going to do 3 each leg. Cool. So we're going to be really fast and explosive with these ones and kind of really focus on being up on the balls of our feet. We're going to pair that one now with a banded broad jump. So with this one, we can either pop this around our partner's hips, so we don't want it to be too high, but we also don't want it to be too low. So what John's going to be doing here is just going to be jumping as far as possible as you can 4 times. Big arm swing, and then going forward. Each time maximal effort. Good. And you don't want your partner to be moving with them, you want them to hold a little bit of resistance against them. Good. And last one here, as explosive as we can. Perfect. Nice one. That one's our last one. We'll show you a couple of variations with that one as well. Moving on. Cool. So good job, guys. Grab a drink if you need, otherwise we're going to get stuck straight back into our sprinter speed step-ups. Another 6 here. Keep on the balls of our feet, nice and light. And as we said, if you have a different height box, that's totally fine, but you don't want to go anything much more higher than what we've got here. Cool. Another variation that you can do is simply just doing the broad jumps without a band. So John, you want to show us without a band? You can do 4 of those. Good. So with this one, you could even put a marker out in front of you and try and beat it each time. Good. Maximal effort jump here. Make sure on the landings we're getting those feet under our hips, getting those hips back as well. Landing on the balls of our feet rather than on the heels. Perfect. Nice. So that is our second superset done. Grab a drink, take a break, and we're going to get on to our last superset here. So now moving on to our last superset, so we're going to go back to our sprinter's speed step-ups. So again, 3 on each leg, nice and explosive on the balls of our feet. Perfect. So those ones again, as getting up on the balls of our feet rather than putting our foot flat on the middle. So as we saw before, John was just having his foot here as opposed to heavy on the box. Cool. Now we're going to go back to our banded broad jumps. We're going to show you another variation. This time, this is if you have a pole or anything like that. So now John's just tying the band up against the pole, stepping in, popping the band about waist height, and a big jump forwards. Good. Want to try and control you on the way back, not letting the band pull you in. Good. 4 jumps here, big arm swing, nice soft landing. So again, we're on the mid foot rather than slamming on our heels on the landing. Perfect. And last jump here. Perfect. So that is our last superset done. We do have a challenge for you though to finish off with. Grab a drink, take a break, and then come back to the video though. So for our challenge today, it's a bit of a balance challenge. We're going to be doing an arabesque, and we need some sort of object that's going to kind of move you around and try and offset your balance. So we're using a shoe today. You can use a book, you can use a bag, pretty much anything. Nothing too big though. Cool. So John's just going to set up in his arabesque position, and he's going to wrap the shoe around his bottom leg and then around his waist at the top. So we're going to be doing 6 on each leg, nice and slow and controlled. Good. You want to make the circle even bigger if you can. Try not falling over, stay nice and balanced here. Good. 6 each leg, wrapping it around the body, making the circle even bigger. Cool. Then we're going to take a break and then go on to our next leg here. Making those circles even bigger, trying to keep nice and balanced here. Big circles. Focus on a spot in front of you. Don't let that shoe off balance you. Staying up nice and straight. And then again with our arabesques, the shape we are after here is a bit making a T shape, extending that back leg out. So that one is a bit of a tricky one, but that's why I put it in there. We want you to work on your balance as well. So that's the end of our power videos today. So thank you. Hope you were able to follow along with us. But if you do have any questions about any of the equipment we showed or any of the exercises, make sure that you pop it in the comment section below, and we'll always reply back to you. Apart from that, really good job. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, as that's where we're going to post more updates about each of these video series episodes. Otherwise, we will see you next week, and good job.